Hey everyone, it's Brian from Skeptoid Media here. I just wanted to pop in today and give you all an update on what we've been doing with your donations, not only this year in 2024, but also next year in 2025. It's been a great year. Next year is going to be a way better year. 2026 is going to be super cool, but I'll tell you about that when we get there. So first of all, for this year, obviously 52 more episodes of the Skeptoid podcast weekly since 2006, and still always hanging out right around the number 15 in social sciences in the iTunes categorizations, which is enormously amazing considering that there's 5.5 million podcasts now. We finished completing the first season of the Skeptoid Radio Hour, which can be heard on some NPR affiliate stations, and we're trying to get more to pick it up and start carrying it. Let's see, for movies, 2022 we released Science Friction, which is still available on most of the major streaming services. 2023 we released the UFO movie, which is still also on most of the major streaming services, and still doing really well on Tubi and on YouTube Movies, which is a thing I didn't even know about. The adventures. This year, 2024, we held our first annual Skeptoid adventure. We took 50 people to Death Valley for 3 days and didn't lose anyone, unfortunately. Anyway, the trip was a fantastic success. It was a fundraiser for us, so it's not something that we depended on your donation dollars for. We're trying to relieve some of the pressure on our donors by doing fundraisers like this. It was such a great success, in fact, that we're holding the next one in July, which is going to be Braving the Bermuda Triangle. So anyone we didn't lose in Death Valley, we're going to lose them in the Bermuda Triangle. We're going to have a whole little skeptic conference on board the ship and spend 3 days cruising around, 4 days cruising around in the Caribbean. So super cool trip there. Check it out, skeptoid.com/events. And also, the Death Valley trip was so successful, we're probably going to do another Death Valley trip, maybe in October of 2025 as well. Let's see, presentations. We keep giving presentations. I travel anywhere, someone will write a check, whether it's a university event, a civic club, a skeptic club, whatever it is you've got. I wrote a new presentation this year that I'm giving now on misinformation in popular culture. Boy, imagine that for a topic, huh? We continue, Nerd Night is our local event. Once a month we have super science trivia at our Nerd Night meetup that we run here in Bend, Oregon. So if you're ever in Bend, Oregon, make sure it's one of the times we're doing our Nerd Night. You can check the calendar for our events at skeptoid.com. Those are super successful, and everyone reports it's the best pub trivia they've ever done. The reason is because we write all the questions ourselves. I write most of them, and some of the staff chips in when one of them wants to do a category or two. So they're original questions, and they're much smarter than regular pub trivia questions. Let's see, we added new stuff to the store. Hoodies, like the one I'm wearing right now, and I've got my props here ready to go. This is the mug that we have, super high quality. And we've got a tumbler here from Hydro Flask, which is a super high quality manufacturer. Oh, and I forgot to show you in my pile of props. Here's the mission patch for our adventure trip to Death Valley. Every one of our adventures, we make a mission patch and everyone gets one. We've got extras of these. I'm going to throw those on the store as well. And we also had a board retreat. We do this most years. We have our board of directors, which is, I don't know, about 10 people now, all came out here to Bend, and we spent a weekend doing all of these just planning sessions and strategization and stuff like that. Super productive. We rewrote the mission statement this year and came up with our organizational values. So 2025, basically, a lot of that's going to happen again. We don't have a movie coming out in 2024. It might come out in 2025. This is something that involves some very valuable intellectual property. So we spent a lot of time wrangling with lawyers in 2024. And it's going to be the biggest film we've done yet. And I expect it'll become a Netflix original, Apple original, Hulu original. That's what we're shooting for anyway. And it's going to have a lot more kind of professional movie people involved. It's I can't tell you what it is because of the intellectual property yet, but it's going to be based on a book that I believe is going to be probably the top nonfiction book in the US in 2025. I think it's some real important public understanding of science issues, and we're going to do our best to make the best skeptical film that's ever been made. Talked about the adventures we're going to do next year. Of course, the podcast is going to continue. In fact, we hit number 1,000 next year, episode 1,000. And the Bermuda Triangle Cruise is going to be the celebration for 1,000. They drop at about the same time. Other than that, we're just going to be continuing, keeping on, trying to grow the podcast, trying to grow more programming, which is always an endeavor we're working on. And love to have you with us. Love to have your support. Don't forget, we have a matching campaign going on through the end of the year from some generous donors who are going to match all donations. And I think that's about it. Feel free to email me, brian@skeptoid.com, if you have any comments on what we're doing, any suggestions on things we could do better. We'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks a lot, and enjoy your holidays.